Hi, I'm Kevin McCollum, and I'm the producer of the Drowsy Chaperone. I first came in touch with the Drowsy Chaperone when my fellow producer, Roy Miller, told me there's this great show that he had just seen in Canada called The Drowsy Chaperone. I immediately said, Roy, there's no way I can produce a show called The Drowsy Chaperone. That has to be the worst title I've ever heard of. He goes, I know, but just read it. Well, it took a few months. In fact, it took a whole year until I finally read the script. And it was because Bob Martin, who stars in The Drowsy Chaperone in Toronto and is one of the co-creators, did a 45-minute reading in New York that I happened to go to. And I was smitten from the very beginning. This is a show that constantly surprises the audience because you think it's going one direction and then it goes another, and the only response you can have as an audience member is laughter. And as a producer, there's nothing more gratifying than standing in the back of a house and hearing waves of laughter. One of the things that we did is that the Drowsy Chaperone character wasn't fully fleshed out in the initial incarnation. Also, Man in Chair's reality didn't come into this show. The fact that, I don't want to give away all the surprises, but he's in his room, and is he alone, or are we in his living room with him? We're never quite sure, but reality comes crashing in around him while he's trying to listen to this wonderful album. That's a whole concept and a layer that was never in the show when it was in Toronto. Plus we have, I think, 6 new songs: Toledo Surprise, Stumble Along. These 2 songs that were not in the Canadian production have become the 2 best-known songs in the show now. But that's the magic of the theater, the fact that it's a collaborative effort. Every time you look at it and get a new view on it, and Casey Nicolau, our director-choreographer, was instrumental in taking what was on the page and creating and fleshing out a true full-length Broadway musical. Casey Nicolau never saw the production in Canada and never saw any tapes or pictures because he didn't want to be influenced. He wanted to look at the words and see how it could be expanded. And with Bob Martin and Don McKellar, Lisa Lambert, and Greg Morrison, along with Casey as a director and choreographer, a new artistic vision was born for the show. Because it originated here in Toronto, we're especially excited that Aubrey Dan and Dan Cap Productions is launching their inaugural season with Canada's own The Drowsy Chaperone. So come on out, have a laugh, be surprised. I'll see you at the theater.